Hello everyone. We're doing this for the internet. It's
the internet, I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah, it's working nowadays.
Yeah, okay.
It's working fine. So it's a podcast named Diaz the Rock.
Okay.
This is a website of ours, and we're here with lead guitarist of Marillion, Steve Rothery, and we will shoot some questions to him. So Steve, first off, you have a new album out.
Yes.
You've been touring extensively all over the world, I think.
Yes.
You went to the States this time?
Yeah, we started off in the States actually before we'd finished the album in June. Then we did some Scandinavian dates, I think, before the album came out, and then the UK dates just around about the release time. Then South America and Mexico, which was great fun. Then back around Europe, and finally this leg really. So back home tomorrow and start rehearsing for the 3 conventions for the next month.
Yeah. And how's the album doing so far when compared to the last one? Because
well, you can't really compare it in terms of sales because nobody's selling any records these days. So it's done comparatively well, I think. But the critical response, both from the media and from the fans, has been outstanding on this record. Probably the best I can remember. So I think it's definitely a creative success. We're not dependent so much on sales because of the pre-order, but it does affect us to a certain extent. But we kind of do okay.
I think Marillion is doing better than the other bands because you started earlier to work with the internet.
Yeah, it's that, and I think there's a lot of people out there that really believe very strongly in what we do, so they're willing to support us. And I think doing the pre-order version, the special edition with the kind of amazing artwork and the bonus discs and stuff, it becomes it's like a work of art in itself. It's not just about the music, which you can download anywhere. It becomes something tangible. You can read the lyrics, look at the artwork, hold it in your hand. And I think that maybe doesn't appeal to everyone. To the younger generations, they've grown up with music as a download. Why would you want to have a CD or whatever? But for the older generations, then I think it's a cool thing to have still.
Do you feel that maybe you're doing okay because what you said you're walking the extra mile with the package, and
I think we've this is our 17th album, and I think there's a pretty strong consistency amongst our work. So people are, especially with the pre-order, willing to pay for that music before they've heard things, and people. There's not much good music out there at the moment. I don't know if you find that, but there's not many things that you'll buy a new album, take it home and love everything on it, or even love half the tracks on it. So I think the reason we do well is because we have an amazing fan base and the loyalty of that, but also because we're quite consistent in our work, and I think this is one of our strongest albums. So I think that's why it's done well.
This is the last date of the tour, I think. You're playing 2 dates in Barcelona, and you're sold out. I know that because I lost the chance of seeing you yesterday. Oh,
are you seeing us tonight?
Yeah, we're going.
Right. Okay. Yes. With hindsight, we should have probably played somewhere a bit bigger. But it's always difficult. I mean, it's a nice venue, this, but it probably is less than ideal for the amount of people that we had in there last night. I think for sight lines for some people, maybe it's not so good. So when we return to Barcelona, we'll play somewhere at least slightly bigger than this, I think.
You know that your fan base in Spain, there's been some criticism about playing just in Barcelona, which is great for me.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to look at the logistics and the costing of touring like this, and it was either playing 2 dates in Barcelona or probably not playing at all. It wasn't an option of doing 1 date in Madrid, 1 date in Barcelona. That was financially, we could not make that work. So
you didn't have the choice.
No. So this is it. If you want to see it, I'm sorry if people have to travel, but at least you have the option of seeing it.
Yeah.
Where if we don't come at all, you don't.
Playing a couple of dates, it surprised you that it's sold out already? Because it's been like 1 month and a half for Saturday. Yeah,
well, you expected it to do well. I don't know. I mean, a lot of shows on this tour have sold out. The 2 Paris shows sold out. A lot of the shows in France sold really well. So I think it's a response to having a great record. I think we're going to do some more touring at the beginning of next year, and maybe some at the end of this year. So maybe it's a chance we can come back, do some of the shows.
Normally you tour Spain, you do several dates in here.
Yeah, but again, you have to do, when you plan a tour, you have to work out the budget, the costings of it, based upon what you sold the last time. So that's just, that's how you have to do it. And I think by doing what we've done on this tour, which we started in the American tour, with having 2 dates in one place, it gives people more of an incentive to travel. I know there's a lot of people flown in for the show last night, that those faces I recognise from all around the world, who've travelled in for it. So that's the other advantage of having 2 nights in one place. It worked really well in Paris as well, and in Amsterdam earlier in the year. So yeah, I think it's what we'll probably do more of in the future.
When playing 2 dates in the same city, do you guys try to play more of the earlier stuff? Or?
Well, we vary the set. Like tonight, we'll play the same new songs, but all the old songs are completely different to what we played last night. And yeah, there might be a few more older songs. You decide the set over the course of several shows, really find out what works best dynamically. And yeah, I think people won't be disappointed.
All right. Now I want to talk about your. You've been playing professionally for like 30 years or so.
Yeah, I've been in Marillion for 34 years this year. So yeah, it's probably 32 years professionally, I would say.
Yeah, and at this point, when you have so many albums out there and people know you, and you're such an accomplished guitar player, what do you look forward to? What's your challenge in here at this point?
Well, the main challenge is when you're writing, really, to try and come up with something that sounds fresh and interesting. And one of the things I always try and do is find a guitar part that doesn't fight the vocal. So you can have, which is essentially a lead guitar part, but it weaves around the vocal melody in such a way that it's not a distraction. It just adds to the emotional impact of it. So that's kind of what one of the things I really work hard on. Yeah, I recorded most of my guitars at my studio at home on this last album, so I did work very hard recording and producing and editing those tracks. But yeah, no, I still love playing the guitar. It's the best job in the world, more or less. So
enjoy the whole thing.
Yeah. It's a different thing. Performing is a different thing to writing and recording. Recording it is probably my first love, because you're creating something that endures, where a gig, no matter how amazing it is, unless you're filming it, is just an experience that people, it's a memory for people. But at the same time, I think it keeps you energized, because you get such an incredible energy from an audience that it makes you understand the value of what you do, how much it means to people, and the love and the passion that they give back to you. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's sort of better than any drug, really.
Let me put it a different way. Do you think that at this point there's something more to accomplish for you in your career?
There's always something more to accomplish. I've always wanted to do film music. I did some music last year with an American composer for a documentary for PBS that's been nominated for 3 Emmys, which I've really enjoyed, and hopefully I'll find some time to do some more of that. Photography is my other main passion. I've been working on a book of photos for the last, a long time, and that's kind of gradually getting there. I've been doing a few photo exhibitions with that around the world, and I might try and do one in Barcelona later this year.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. And for another, because we know you've worked with Wishing Tree.
Yeah.
And you don't have many others projects aside from Marillion.
There's other bits and pieces. The other thing I did recently, I did some music for the European Space Agency. There's a video on my Facebook page. It's a time-lapse photography from the European Space Station of the Earth, and it's amazing imagery. And I had some music kicking around for quite a few years, and I put it with this video clip and sent it to my friend Carl there, and they did backflips about it. And I'm looking at doing an album basically based on that, with various guest musicians. So that's probably something I'll try and get into the next 6 months.
Oh yeah. And when it comes to developing different projects, do you think that in this case it's so different from what you do normally? It actually gives you a different kind of energy, or?
Yeah, it can do. I mean, the piece of music I've already used is more keyboard based. It's kind of more Vangelis kind of type piece. Well, that's fun to do as well. I mean, I'd love to do something kind of like a mixture of that meets Pink Floyd. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Hoping I can put it together. The Wishing Tree is fun. I mean, I'm going to do another Wishing Tree album at some point in the future, but Hannah's a bit busy at the moment. Yeah, I've always got a lot of things happening at once. I've got this other thing called the British Guitar Academy, where it's like master classes with different musicians. And I did one recently with a friend of mine, Dave Foster, an amazing musician, at the university in Paris. And we're going to release that as a video download sometime in the next few months. So.
All right. And related to that, you nowadays you listen to other music, and I want to know specifically if you listen to prog rock.
I'm not. I just listen to good music, really. I'm not hung up on genres. I love Elbow, Sigur Rós. There's an artist called Low Raw. It was quite an interesting album. You know, singer-songwriters, Damien Rice, Glenn Hansard, people like that, really. Crowded House. Neil Finn, I think, is an amazing songwriter. So yeah, I'm more concerned with that than any particular genre. I mean, I don't have a problem with any genre. I think there's good and bad music in each, but I don't restrict myself strictly to listening to prog rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you listen well. It's normal that you listen to anything that.
Yeah, I mean, I still listen to a lot of Floyd. I mean, you know, Shining You Crazy Diamond is still one of my favourite tracks, and Comfortably Numb. But you know, you don't want to listen to the same music all the time. You try and find things that interest you, really.
All right. I was talking to Gary Hughes. He's from the UK. You know him?
Yeah.
From the band 10. It's hard rock.
Right. I don't know. I might have met him. I meet a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, he told me that he liked to come here because, well, they've been on and off, and they came back like a couple of years ago. So he was telling me that in the UK apparently there's no memory. He said. Because in the UK apparently if you're off the map for like a couple of years, 5 years, people don't remember you afterwards. Right. I don't think that's the case with Marillion, but do you think that the scene in the UK is like that? They don't have memory?
Oh no, I mean, but the thing is, there's never been support for a lot of music in the UK. Maybe there was a few more regional rock radio stations, but I mean, for example, us, you know, we were never darlings of the media. We were ignored all the way through our career, so there's no surprise for us. So we don't care. I think that's the thing, you know. Because we have this amazing fan base, we're not at the mercy of the media in the UK or the radio stations. It's nice to get played, but it's not essential.
All right. And you know bands in the UK like Thunder?
Yeah, another guys in
Thunder. Pretty big over there, I think. We like. Different from.
Yeah, I mean they're sort of big, and it depends what you mean by big. They're not big in a kind of Coldplay or Keane big. You know, they kind of play decent sized venues, probably about the same as us in the UK.
From there in the Astoria.
Yeah.
In London, like 6-7 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty good people. So
yeah, no, they are. They're nice.
He was telling me about that phenomena of Thunder also agreeing maybe. About that.
Oh yeah, no, you
people being cold or people being forgetful about bands that they're not on TV or they are not they're not touring. We don't.
I think it depends if you're a fan of a band or a fan of a style of music. You know, if you're just a fan of a style of music, then you're not that particularly bothered about any one band. But if you've really grown up listening to a band and you've invested in it emotionally, and that's when you tend to have more loyalty, I think.
All right. Okay. Well, finally, for this tour, in your opinion, what's the highlights in the world that you have did so far?
That's really hard to say. The 2 Paris shows we just did were totally fantastic. The 2 shows we did in Amsterdam were amazing. South America, the show in Chile was 5,000 people going absolutely crazy. Mexico City, about 4,000 people doing the same. So many highlights really. It's almost impossible to pick out one, really. But it's been a very successful tour. The band morale's great. We're in a good place.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you very much for doing this for Diaz de Rock.
Pleasure.
We'll do the little fan thing afterwards, signing if you have the time.
No problem.
And thank you guys for watching. See you next time.